Today's learning goal is I can add fractions with like denominators using models. Please make sure to write your learning goal down on your note-taking page. Mrs. Thomas made a loaf of bread. She used 1/8 of the bread for a snack and 5/8 of the bread for lunch. How much did she use for a snack and lunch? So I have two different models here that can actually show me how to solve this problem. She used 1/8 of the bread for snack and 5/8 of the bread for lunch. The first thing I need to know is that 8 is in the denominator. So each one of the pieces, or unit fractions of the pieces, would be 1/8. So if I have my loaf of bread here, the snack would be 1/8 according to the problem, and the lunch would be 5/8. Remember, 5/8 is 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8. So I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be 1/8 plus 5/8 equals 6/8. So I'd be able to tell that Mrs. Thomas used 6/8 of the loaf of bread for a snack and lunch. The other model I want to show you is the unit bar. You'll actually see this more often in our math. So if I have the unit bar, it still works the same way as the loaf of bread. I have 1/8 for a snack, and I have 5/8 for lunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I would still be able to see that 1/8 plus 5/8 equals 6/8. So the equations would still be the same. Jacob needs 2 strips of wood to make masts for a miniature sailboat. One mast will be 3 6-foot long. The other mast will be 2 6-foot long. He has a strip of wood that is 4 6-foot long. Is the strip of wood long enough to make both masts? So we have 4 6 piece of wood, and he wants to know if he can make both other masts from that piece of wood. So the first thing we need to do is mark 3 6 on our number line here. So we have 3 6. 1, 2, 3. So this would be 3 6. But then we have another one that's 2 6. So we would have to add 2 6 more, plus 2 6. So we would shade in 1, 2. Because remember, each one of those boxes represents 1/6. 1/6 would be the unit fraction. So 3 6 plus 2 6 would actually equal, I can use my number line to help me realize that it equals 5 6. So 5 6 is actually farther than 4 6. So I won't have enough wood to make both masts from the piece of 4 6-foot long piece of wood. Let's take a look at another problem. 1/4 plus 2/4. 1/4 plus 2/4. 1/4 is my first unit fraction here. And 2/4, I would have to add 2 more onto it. So I would know that this would equal 3/4. Let's look at one more. 6/10 plus 3/10. 6/10, this here is 6/10 plus 3/10. So if I counted them all up, I would see that it equaled 9/10. If I wanted to draw a model to help me find the sum of 3 6 plus 1 6, the first thing I need to do is look at the denominator. I know I'm going to have 6 pieces that equal a whole. So this one's going to be my 1 whole piece on the top, and on the bottom I'm going to have 6 pieces, because 1/6 would be my unit fraction. So 3 6, each one of these would be 1/6. So 3 6 would be here, plus 1 6, so I have to add one more, 1 6, and I would tell it would be 4 6 using this model. So 3 6 plus 1 6 would equal 4 6. I want you to try 2 practice problems on your own. I want you to find the sum. Use a model to help you. Simplify if possible. So if you have a number that's like 2/4, you can simplify it down to 1/2. So 1/4 plus 2/4 is your first problem, and 3 6 plus 3 6 is your second problem. This one's a little tricky, so be careful on that one. If you have any questions, write them down on your questions box on your note-taking page, and we'll discuss it tomorrow when we get to class. I'll see you tomorrow.